Hello, it is Direct Mail Monday, November 4th, 2025. Steve Sipress here. I should know the date. It is Direct Mail Monday, November 4th, 2025. I should know the date because I should know the date of election date. It's been drummed into us, especially here in Arizona, a swing state, a battleground state where we are just inundated with all kinds of crap, mostly negative, about every single candidate, about every whatever. And that's what we're here to share today. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's my biannual, every 2 years, rundown, lessons learned critiques of the political direct mail pieces I have received over the past few weeks during this seemingly never-ending campaign of negativity and craziness and ridiculousness. But that's the way it works here in the U.S. Wonder how it works wherever you are in the world. I know we have by far the longest and costliest election cycles, which, now that I think of it, is kind of fitting to the U.S. because we have the costliest everything, the biggest economy, and we spend the most money on everything here in the U.S. So let's get right to it. First, I have this all various piles on my desk here. And so let's get to the first pile here, which I just want to kick off with the stuff, the objective stuff that I received in the mail to be a dutiful, informed voter here in Maricopa County, Arizona. And yes, I live in Maricopa County, the most embarrassing county in the country for the most widespread yet always allowed to continue election fraud. But I digress. I received my mail-in ballot in the mail, and yes, for the first time, I actually voted early, not on election day. Go figure. Because I wanted to join on the bandwagon. Somebody let me know it was probably in a political thing, in a text message. By the way, I've got hundreds of direct text messages, like I'm sure you have too, especially if you're in a battle swing state. And one of them was like, hey, please vote early. I forget what party it was from. You know, I answer differently to every single survey that comes. I'm, of course, registered independent. I would never be a member of either of our entrenched major political parties in the U.S. They're both an embarrassing disgrace to humanity. So I receive text messages from every single everything. And I answer differently to every one of them. Like, first of all, it's none of their business, but they're like, who are you voting for? Well, A, then B, then C, then A, then B, then whatever. So I get every list of everybody, and everybody thinks I'm for them. And, you know, are you coming to our rally and our party and our concert with this? And, sure, yeah, sure, yeah. Will you knock on doors for us and this and that? But will you vote up and down the ticket for whatever? I don't vote up and down tickets for one party. No, of course not. I vote for people, not for party. I vote for issues, for stances, for policies, not for personalities and all this BS, which is, unfortunately, it seems like most people do. There's a lesson right there. People, human beings, we act on emotion, not logic. We back it up with logic. So we say, I want to go with that guy. And then the spouse will go, why? Well, then that was just we don't want to admit that was just an emotional feeling I had. It's a gut feeling I have about him. I got to back it up with logic now. Say, well, because he's been around the longest, or because they've got such and such machinery, or because of it. See, we back it up with that logic, but we make emotional decisions. And so that maybe you're starting to understand why there's so much negativity and fear in political advertising, because it gets people's emotions going. So, for instance, there must be half a dozen or so pro Kamala Harris people in the world, but 99.99999% of people that are casting their vote for Kamala Harris are just because they hate Trump. They're anti-Trumpers. So that's an emotional feeling. You could ask them all, like, what's the, would that be better for it? No, it wouldn't be better for anything, but not voting for Trump. That guy's a this and that, no, whatever. So anyway, I did vote early, and this came with my ballot of like where to vote and whatever. And then this came an entire pamphlet just about the Maricopa County community colleges. So there's all kinds of propositions on the ballot and people, I guess, to vote for commissioner or this or that or whatever. All this stuff just to find just about Maricopa County Community College things you got to vote on. And then this came from my local town, city mayor and propositions for taxes and this proposal and that proposal, all about and what commissioners or this or that for just for my town. It's like 40 pages of stuff here. I will say most of the stuff you can cut in half because here in Arizona they print everything one way face up and then the other way upside down, going the other way. So it's English and then Spanish. So see here we have like, this whole thing, which is a voter education guide for the general election. And the first half here, then they'll have some notes in the middle, and then they'll switch to the other side, which is the Spanish version. So even though it's 40 pages, maybe it's only 20, but then the mother of all ridiculousness is this thing. Check out the thickness of this thing. This is what's on my ballot from our ridiculous Secretary of State, just printing this thing out and mail. Can you imagine mailing this out to millions and millions of people all over the state? What's inside this pamphlet is all the voting information, judicial performance review information, ballot propositions, boop, ba, ba. I mean, these propositions go on for, there's more stuff. They go on for pages and pages. They're all trickily named. I don't know if they are in your area, if you have these where the people vote on stuff. They're like, oh, this is the pro-freedom thing. And then, of course, the whole thing's anti-freedom. Or this is the, lower your taxes. Oh, like the, we had a few of them. We have them all the time in Congress nationally. We had the Inflation Reduction Act that, of course, was going to and has and will continue to increase inflation. And then all kinds of other, misnamed, trickly names. So you gotta kind of read all this stuff and the pros and cons and what people say and whatever. This is hundreds of pages of crap. But I went through all of it. And then there's another one that just fell out of it. Here's another, some kind of text on some more about all these propositions and all the wording, what it's going to do and not do and what people say and who's for it and who's against it. So that's just to be kind of an informed voter. By the way, I don't know if I show that I'm wearing my red, white, and blue charging, red-blooded, patriotic American rhino as we talk about politics in direct mail here. And I have my trusty red, white, and blue all American patriotic water cup as well. So let's start with I want to start with the local elections, the local candidates, because unless you live right here in my area, this might be the easiest ones you're going to learn lessons from, because you're not going to be emotionally attached to any of the candidates. You know who they are, so you'll look at it, maybe you'll look at it objectively. So first one is this one I received for a local justice of the peace. What are we're voting for the justice of the peace? I mean, I'm gonna like have a traffic ticket or what, and go in and go like, hey dude, I gave $5 to your campaign, like, let me off here, like, give me a break. So, but look at this thing this guy did. I received nothing in the mail from his opponent, hint. So it's a 4-page oversized fold out entire thing all about how great he is. So this justice of the peace, he's the most qualified, he's the best candidate, and he's a lifelong Republican, and he's an experienced judge, and his wife says my husband's a good and honest man. Like, ooh. And so testimonial, even if it's from a family member, people go like, whoa, he's a good and honest man, he's fair and impartial and committed to protecting our community. And then all this stuff, smiling pictures and all about him and who knows whatever, and ooh, look, he's stopping crime by being a good judge. And I gotta wonder, like, if I, as a business owner, or a property, a rental property owner, I want to evict people, and I want to get, enforce people to pay their contracts that owe me money and whatever, and I want this kind of law and order tough judge. As a citizen, well, if I was only going a few miles over the speed limit, or, I have a beef with that business, and, I'm just he doesn't seem to be a pro consumer judge. He seems to be a pro law and order, a bit pro big business type of thing, or not even big business, but you know what I'm getting at. If I'm someone who is, getting evicted, I might not want a judge who's so tough on eviction. If I'm a criminal, which even means I speed 2 miles over the speed limit, I might not want a law and order judge. If I have a couple of drinks somewhere and tend to and then come home, I don't want the law and order judge to slap me, lose my license for 5 years. I might want the pushover judge he might be running against. Speaking of which, I didn't get anything from her, but I did get a text message with her smiling face saying how she was all, pro this and pro that. I wonder if I have it here somewhere. And I keep all my 1,000 text messages for all the political stuff. I'll just show you real quick what she sent me. And and then I did vote for this woman, and it was mainly because I went to doing all my educational stuff. There's a website here. I don't know if you have it in your area where the candidate's a third-party independent organization that puts the same 10 questions or so to each candidate for every local office, and they can answer on the general what this third party believes are the most important issues to Arizona voters or Phoenix area voters or whatever. Like, are you pro, abortion, gun control, all the top issues? And where do you stand? And she had answered them. Here's the person he's running against. This smiling faced, hi, I'm running to be your next North Mesa Justice of the Peace, Kiana Maria Sears. And so you see on with a couple of paragraphs, you can see on this thing, I only noticed when I saw the names on the back here, hey, there's that Kiana Maria Sears, who I happen to vote for because she had that smiling face and because she answered those questions on that public third-party website, and he didn't even respond with any answers. So I was like, what an arrogant guy. He must know he's winning by a landslide by like 90%, which he probably is, and he clearly had all the money in his campaign because he's got a 4-page glossy full color whatever to mail out. She can only afford to send me a text message, so I'm sure he's winning in a landslide. But how arrogant. He didn't even answer those questions. Screw him. I voted for his opponent. Anyway, see, people make emotional decisions. Am I going to ever come before the justice of the peace of wherever? I don't think so. So does it matter to me? No, of course not, as 99% of these elections don't matter. And since I own a business, 100% of them don't matter. Because as far as my livelihood, as far as making money, no matter how bad the economy is and how high inflation is and how many regulations there are and how high the taxes are, even though that's all terrible for small business owners, we can put certain marketing tactics into place because of all that to generate more response. No matter who we sell to in a bad economy, we use certain marketing and advertising tactics and we bring in money. And in a booming economy or a lackluster or just a decent economy, we have different tactics and we bring in money there. So it doesn't really affect me personally. I just love, like, I'm a sports fan. Doesn't affect me whether whatever team wins or not, really, but emotionally, I root for a team. So I love politics the same way. It's a sport, it's a game, it's like a boxing match, one-on-one, who's gonna win. We have the pregame show for 2 years. We finally have election day tomorrow, the game, although it's been going on with the early voting for weeks. And then we have the post game where the game will actually go on for a few days till we find out who wins. That's usually how it works, at least in the main elections. And then we have all the post game of like why he lost and why she lost and why he should have done this. And they look at all the polling. He did better with this segment of whatever and on this issue and what. Okay, and then it all starts up again. So it's kind of like the Super Bowl, right? You have the pregame, who's going to win this, that. Well, I say this, and all the pundits with their whoop up. But then you have the game itself, and then after, like, oh, they should have punted on this, and they should have thrown the pass. They shouldn't have that. Oh, they fumbled. Oh, whatever. So that's how I look at politics. So here's another local character, and check this one out. Whoever this guy's running against. Oh yeah, here's the guy. So this guy, this Tim Stringham, county recorder, whatever that means. I think it has something to do with voting, because I noticed on here it's all about something about voting. But he's got his smiling face, and then on the back, how bad his opponent is in black and white. So the full color photo of the good guy black and white on the back. You might think about this in your business. You might compare yourself to a competitor. On one side of the postcard, what makes you the best plumber, and on the back side, what makes all the other plumbers in your area not as good a choice. Or if you only have one, of course, what makes them not a good choice. And again, his smiling face on the front, and then the black and white, evil, havoc wreaking, terrible person on the back with all the real reasons why he's such a terrible person. And then this was the first one I received, which is why I didn't even know who he was running against, really. It was just, boom, democracy's on the line. Of course, meaningless. Democracy's not on the line at all. No matter which local or national candidate, we're going to have a democratic republic. We don't even have a democracy. We're going to continue to have democracy going on in the country. Like, nobody's going to stop that. None of these candidates. Don't be ridiculous. Unless, of course, they cause World War III and Russia and China shoot off their nukes and blow our whole country into the ocean, and it doesn't exist. But as long as it exists, or at least for the near future, democracy is not on the line. So that's a ridiculous thing to say. But again, they like to inflame people's emotions. And then so here we have, he's on the bottom. See, this is a purely, not purely, but it's mainly focused on the negative. So again, you might do this in your marketing. You might put the stuff about how bad your other people in your industry, all the roofers are in your area, and then you might put you on the bottom. Once you've said why they shouldn't choose anybody else, or in this case, one other person. Oh, by the way, here's a good choice. So bad choice is the other person. Don't let that person take office. Here's why. And then you have you with the positive. Now, I received nothing from this Justin Heap guy. So which parties are these? This is paid for by the Arizona Solutions. Arizona Solutions, not authorized by any candidate. So I can't even tell what party these guys are. Let's see. I don't want to waste a lot of time, but I don't even know what party these guys are. So whatever party they are, or maybe, is there a party for county recorder? Do they even? Oh, I see. This guy's a MAGA extremist. Okay, so the bad guy's a MAGA extremist, which a lot of people think that's a good thing. Just like, again, in sports, I'm a Mets fan. Clearly, you can see in the background a lot of my Mets stuff over there. I'm a Mets fan extremist. Well, to non-Mets fans or people who hate the Mets, that's bad. To Mets fans, that's great. I'm a Mets fan extremist. I love them, even when they're terrible, which was not this year. They were pretty good. They were real good, in fact. But anyway, so this, I received nothing from the, what did I say? Oh, the extremists. From the MAGA extremist, the Republican guy, I received nothing. And from the, I'm guessing the other guy's Democrat, pretty much have a two-party system. From the, not from him, but from this political PAC, this Arizona Solutions PAC, I received 3 pieces for the Democrat. Nothing from the Republican. So that's another lesson. If your competitor or competitors are sending out direct mail and you're not, what are you doing? If anything in advertising or marketing, or really in all of business. I have a company now, AI growthwizards.com. We help with overall strategy of a business. If you're not future-proofing your business, if you're not keeping up, and your competitors are using AI in their business, then their customers are likely getting a much better customer experience. They're getting stuff done faster. Maybe the prices are lower, or they're happier. Everything is done better in that business. You might want to start doing that. So if your opponent is sending out direct mail, or your competitor, and you're not, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage for sure. Okay, here is another one. Let's a few more local candidates, and I want to share a lesson here. So here is 3 candidates teaming up together. Vote for us 3, Lucy, Josh, and Courtney, because of blah, blah, blah. Vote for all 3 for the public schools, whatever. And here's something about each one. But they're kind of running together. So this means they're sharing the costs of the marketing, right? So this postcard is, the cost is divided by 3. Very smart. Here's another one from them. Starts out with those extremists again. Get those extremists out of the classroom and vote for us. Nice smiling people. Get those black and white people out and get this, and I don't mean by the color of their skin. I mean the black and white photo, the evil, we can't even show them in color. And there's the smiling, colorful people. and with the green check mark. So vote for the green check mark, people. And then this individual guy, the Josh guy, the guy in the middle of both of these postcards, he happened to send me something individual, or his campaign did. So there's a little bit about photos of him with his family and little fake, handwriting font as if he actually hand wrote that to me. And so there you go with, they can team up together and they can still be individual. You can do that in your business. Again, if you're a plumber, you can mail out a piece where there's a plumber and a painter and a landscaper, and you mail it out to all the new movers. You can easily get a list of new movers in the area and say, hey, we three are the three trusted people to help you with the inside and the outside of your house as you're moving in, blah, blah, blah. Or you can run an event together. And so one person can talk a little bit about kitchen remodeling, and the next one can talk about plumbing, and the next one can talk about landscaping, and it's all for homeowners, how to beautify your home. So you can split the cost of your marketing. Here's another one where these three people, it says Democrats now, Doyle Hunter Simmons. Now, is that one person named Doyle Hunter Simmons? I don't think so. I think it's three separate people. Oh yeah, and on the back it shows you that it is, because there you see there are three separate names and what the few things that they stand for. So you can team up and kind of cut the costs, which means putting the same amount of money in, you can triple the amount of marketing you can do. Or of course, you could just cut the cost in third and do a little bit of marketing. But I think it's what side I stand on. The more you tell, the more you sell. So why not triple your reach with your marketing and not cost you an extra penny? Team up with a couple of people. This is done often in like a Valpak, in a group mailing, right? So there's you get your Valpak, your RSVP, your Clipper coupon. There's a front and a back. And often you can team up with another business totally unrelated, and you can have the front of the postcard and they can have the back, and you can split the cost that way, or put in two postcards in there, right, for the cost of one. Another local candidate, this one, what was interesting about this one is, oh yes, right. So she has her, again, in color, smiling face with the green check mark, vote for me. And then on the back, the black and white evil opponent is this who you want as county superintendent of schools. Now, it's a little backfiring in this case, because that looks like, you're damn right that's who I want as the county superintendent of schools. I mean, all things considered, like, what a badass. Like, I want someone who takes control and can is not afraid to protect the kids in school, it looks like, likely. And anyway, I kind of like that person on the back compared to a milquetoast photo on the front. But, you have to read more about the candidate. But there's the pro and the con one. This one interesting because it might really be handwritten. If not, now this part not. Vote, vote, vote for Katrina Schaffner with American flag kind of motif. That's printed. But on the back, look at all these different colors here. I'm just covering up my address for privacy, although I've probably shown it 100 times so far. But look at that. It's got orange, blue, purple, red, black, regular pen, green. If this were printed, the cost would be extraordinary. It's 10 different colors. So it possibly is handwritten. Again, it's a local thing. I don't know. Now, here's one thing I will tell you. I don't know who this person is, and I don't know what she's running for. And I looked over this, and even this doesn't tell you what she's running for. It just tells you that her priorities are national security, affordable health care, support our democracy. Again, that's meaningless. But I know it's a buzzword for one of the big parties. Support immigration reform. Who doesn't support it? Our immigration system is great. I don't think there's anyone in any party that's ever said that. Protect reproductive freedoms and spread the word. And what are you voting for? We don't know. So another lesson learned here, you got to be clear in your directions and tell people why you want them to call you or to go to your website, or in this case, to vote for you. Like, I guess they're saying what, but like, what do you write? Are you a plumber? I mean, this is just sending it out if you're a plumber and just saying my priorities are being on time and being drug-free, doing a great job, and having a good guarantee, and using the latest equipment. What are you, a plumber, a roofer, a paint? What? I don't know what you do. So big mistake there. So fun postcard with all the colors, maybe actually handwritten, but big mistake. So then we get this one. Now, if we talked about all these propositions, check this out. We got Prop 140. So this is Proposition 140, and this is to independent voters are blocked. Now, this is possibly sent to me because I'm a registered independent. I don't know. Maybe I got this because it's all about something I would be concerned with as an independent voter. I don't want to be blocked from participating. Oh yeah, we used to be blocked from, but when I first moved here, I couldn't vote in the primaries. I went to the DMV, got my license. They were like, "You want to register to vote? What party?" I said, "I wouldn't. You couldn't. I wouldn't be a member of either one of the two major ridiculous parties. Don't be ridiculous." She was like, "Well, then you can't vote in the primary. You have to declare one of the." So, well, then I can't vote in the primary. Like that's going to change me to join one of these decrepit, ridiculous, corrupt, major political parties? I don't think so. But then they changed the law, but here it says like all of us independent voters are blocked from participating in the primaries. I don't think we are. I voted in the primaries recently. So anyway, so this is all about this proposition. And this comes from this proposition, vote no on 137. Then we got vote no on 134, 6, 7, and 8. So now we have general proposition voting stuff. And then my favorite one of all is, check this out, a newspaper. So you could put together a newspaper all about your business and mail this out. Pre-sorted, standard postage paid. This is 8 pages, I think. 8 pages of all kinds of stuff, only about this Prop 140. It's called the Prop 140 Freedom Times, and it's got things about why it's good for veterans, why it's all the backers, all the testimonials and articles about who's for it, who's backing it, and why, and the unfair barriers for voters in Canada. Here's community leaders who support it, and I support it. And then it's got this somewhat of an ad. It's not an ad, the whole thing's an ad. So you could put together a newspaper for your business, or even a couple of pages. I've done these. I have them in the back there. I would show you an example of ones that I have for my consulting businesses, where it's 8-page article about me, tear sheet with a cover photo of the magazine and all that. So you can do that in your business. Okay, let's go to the national elections, the last two, because we have a senator, and then of course we have the president. So every 6 years you have a senator, which means 2 out of every 3 two-year elections have a senator. And we had one last year. We have one now, which means we won't have one in 2 years. So here's before I get to the senators, I did want to show you this. I got third-party stuff too. Now this is supposed objective third-party stuff, but upon close inspection, it's not. But that's another thing you can do. You can mail something out to your prospects, or put up a social media ad or whatever it is. Purportedly, you just start a third-party, some kind of organization, call it something that sounds objective, call it like, there's a magazine called like The Nation's Top Doctors. Well, there's no Nation's Top Doctors where they're ranking them. That's all advertising. So if you pay X amount, you can get your picture on the cover of The Nation's Top Doctors. And if you pay X amount, you can get a 4-page spread on the inside with a big full-color photo of you and all about. Or you can pay X amount and get a 2-page or an 8-page. So it's all paid advertising, but the magazine title is supposedly American's Top Doctors. Sounds objective. So people emotionally believe, ooh, that's a top doctor. Yeah, because they paid their top marketing doctor. They paid 10 grand to get on the cover of a magazine. So this is called Center for Voter Information. And I was like, ooh, Center for Voter Information. I just opened this one, but I'd opened the previous one that came. And I was like, oh, I like objective stuff. It's almost impossible to find. You got to go to multiple sites and, let anything. Both sides are going to spin it in their direction. We had a great example last week where Trump brilliantly does this brilliant campaign stump after the President of the United States. You got to take it with a grain of salt. The guy has dementia. He doesn't even know what he's saying. And so he idiotically calls half the country, all the Trump supporters are garbage. The only garbage I see is Trump supporters. Like, what a foolish, stupid, idiotic, but he's demented, right? So if I have family members who have dementia, and I do, and they say foolish, stupid things all the I don't sit there and criticize and go like, hey, that's foolish and stupid. I go, you know, comes with the territory. So it came with the territory with this Biden character. But he happened to say that. Well, the next day, Trump's people get a whole garbage truck. I'm sure you've seen it. And they put the Trump name on the side, or Trump 24 or whatever it says. And then Trump does a press conference from inside the garbage truck. Yeah, they called, and then he wore his garbage truck thing, uniform or whatever at his next rally. So just brilliant of capitalizing on the demented comment. So pro-Trump people, like, they point out the fact that was a brilliant campaign stunt. And then the anti-Trumpers point out the fact that he almost slipped on the wet pavement and had trouble opening up the door handles of the truck. So he must be cognitively disqualified. He's too old and he can So same exact campaign stunt. One side only pointed out how brilliant it was, and the other side only pointed out how he almost slipped and fell because clearly he's unfit to be in the office. So, there really is not an objective source. So even the Center for Voter Information, it sounds all official. You could send out something from the Center for Plumbing Information. And yet, what does it say? Here's how the two candidates stand. So, should you vote for will this person does this person support programs that make it easier for Americans to do such a thing? Kamala Harris, yes. Donald Trump, no. Do they protect America's this and that? Harris, yes. Trump, no. Do they invest in America? How about this one? Do the candidates support investing in American manufacturing, keeping jobs from being sent to other countries? Harris, yes. Trump, no. I'm like, you're kidding, right? Like, I'm pretty sure even Harris herself wouldn't say that. Like, you have to be and yet again, people believe this stuff, and it's that, it came from the Objective Center for Voter. Obviously not. If they say that, which one of these two candidates, Trump or Harris, supports investing in American manufacturing and keeping jobs? That's like plank number 2 of his entire. It's like to build a wall and buy American and I'm going to do tariffs and bring all the manufacturing back to the U.S. That's all Trump is like all about. Yeah, no, not according to the Center for Voter Information. He's not. And Harris is. See, so I don't believe when Trump says it. I believe this objective third party, seemingly the Center for Voter Information. So you might want to do that. 3 more policies. Border security. Trump, no. See, he's not for border security, according to the Center for Voter Information. Cutting Social Security. Trump, yes, he's going to cut Social Security. Yeah. Okay. So obviously ridiculous. Then we see another one from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I opened it up. I'm like, what's this? My beautiful wife Michelle was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We got married in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What's going on in Milwaukee, Wisconsin? I'm a Working America volunteer. So I looked this thing up. That's another left-wing, whatever the heck it is. And so, we need to advocate for policies that promote this and that, whatever. So it's supposedly a personal letter, 3 paragraphs with a fake, a printed signature, supposedly from some objective American volunteer. So again, I'm going to show you that lesson. You can start a organization, and that people you don't lie and say it's objective. People are just going to believe from the name. Hey, this is all about plumbing. I'm starting the All About Plumbing newsletter, or the All About Plumbing organization, or how to choose the best plumber organization. And then every answer is you, not your opponent. Okay. Now we'll go to the national candidates, and this is really interesting to me. So we have 2 Senate candidates here, and from the one, Ruben Gallego, we have Ruben is positive about this, and Carrie Lake is negative about it. So this is about abortion. He's positive about abortion rights. She's negative. And strangely, her photo's in color, but it's really dark and Ooh, so it's darkened out. So he's all light and happy. She's all darkened out. And even the whole thing, that's not a shadow from the lighting here. That's the thing, is has a dark shadow on it. And then on the other side, it says Carrie Lake is bad on abortion. So we got Carrie Lake's bad on abortion. Ruben Gallego's good. And then we got these three, which again, similar to what we just saw with the Trump is not in favor of American manufacturing. Ruben Gallego is strong on the border. Wow. So you see here, they're hoping for the power of direct mail to kick in and convince you that Ruben Gallego is strong on the border. When this guy voted for every open borders, called the wall stupid, said it should never be built, blah, blah, blah. This guy is complete pro open borders, radical leftist. And yet I got 3 pieces of direct mail showing how he's strong on the border. He is strong on the border. He'll protect our country, even though he never has. He's been in Congress for like 8 years. He's voted for every open border policy and against the wall and against every border security policy. But man, in the future, though, he will be pro-border security. We're supposed to believe. That's like the wolf running for office and saying on day one, I'll just turn into a meek sheep. You see, I won't eat him. I'll just be a nice sheep. Like he will protect our border again. Like, wow, he just wants people to be safe and protect the border. That's 2 postcards about it. And here's a third one. He will protect the border. So he standing next to some sheriff who says he's gonna, he introduces House border bills. Yeah, but the border bills are all about don't build the wall, just put some cameras up there or something, and hire more border agents, but don't let them stop anybody or send anybody back or apprehend anyone. Just have them process more paperwork to get some more people in here quicker. So amazing. But if he wins, and that has anything to do with it, that's part of the power of direct mail. You can take something, I don't suggest you do it, take something that's completely false and promote it, because I think it's a Marxist saying, like if you repeat a lie enough, it becomes the truth. So I don't suggest it. I don't, in business, that would be like, fake scarcity. Oh, only the first X number of people get this, and then you give it to everybody, or the deadline is such and such, and then someone goes, oh, I missed the deadline. Well, you can still get in there and have it. Like, I don't suggest you do that. There's no need to be, there's enough ways to market and advertise successfully and honestly without having to be dishonest about it, like that stuff. But we'll see if it works. If he wins, and it wins by a slim margin, that could have been part of it. A few people could have said, oh, gee, I had no idea he's radical leftist about everything, but he's strong on the border, which is a very important issue here in Arizona. By the way, we are completely a border state. This state resources are being and have been for years absolutely destroyed by overwhelming open borders, people coming in and needing all our resources, even if it just means feeding them for a couple of days till we get them on a bus to somewhere else in the country. I mean, it's just, they are just strolling around, sleeping on the streets of these small towns, overwhelming everything, sleeping on people's backyards and breaking into their porches to sleep overnight. And this, I mean, it's just craziness. It's a big issue here. So, he clearly is putting out that, oh, he's strong on the border. If he wins by only a few votes, like I believe that was the reason, and the direct mail contributed to it. And then he's got one more, which is paid for by the Arizona Democratic Party, but doesn't even mention his name. It just says Carrie Lake is bad on abortion. She wants to ban abortion. I think that's, yep, black and white. She's evil in black and white, and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I got from Ruben Gay. Now, here's the really interesting thing. From the Carrie Lake side, paid for by the Republican Party of Arizona. Those that all came from the Democrat Party of Arizona, these come from the Republican Party of Arizona. Not even a mention of Carrie Lake, the Republican candidate. She won the Republican primary, right? She's a Republican candidate. Not even a mention of her name, just how bad he is. Ruben Gallego's rising prices. You're paying more for food because of Ruben Gallego, looking confused. And there's the same photo, black and white, of course. His radical policies have raised prices because he voted for all the overspending and causing inflation, blah, blah, blah. He voted to raise prices on you and higher taxes and increase gas prices and skyrocketing prices on goods. So he's really bad. 100% of the time, he voted for terrible economic policies that help destroy the economy and make life tougher for anyone but the wealthiest of Americans or the poorest, because their situation didn't change either. They're getting the same handouts they always got. But anyone in the middle got crushed recently by his policies, but did not say, therefore, vote for Kari Lake. So this is a tactic you can only use if there are only two of you in town. If there's only two chiropractors in your town, you can put out marketing that just says how bad the other one is, I guess. And by default, I guess people will go to you. It just seems strange to me. Although I have a feeling why. Kari Lake, who is the Gallego opponent, is not likable. She's a very unlikable person. So even the pro-Kari Lake, the Republican Party, third postcard received about how bad Ruben Gallego is. There'll be lawlessness, higher prices, open borders, blah, blah, blah. So don't let him ruin America. There's that same confused black and white photo. So which America do you choose? Ruben Gallego's burning things up, or the friendly girl with the American flag? And yet no mention of Kari Lake. So which do you choose? Like, not him. So I guess we have to choose the other one, but not even mentioned. Can you imagine? Republicans know how unlikable she is, in my opinion, and don't even send her, put her name, image, anything about her on the 3 pieces of direct mail I received. Maybe they sent out plenty of others, and I know I get text messages and there's all kinds of social media stuff. Here's another one, by the way, from the American Democratic Party. This one doesn't mention Gallego. It's just a big negative. Kari Lake, bad on abortion. Kari Lake, black and white photo, bad on abortion. Nothing about the opponent. So Democrats put out stuff, bad Republican, nothing about the Democrat. And then the Republicans put out, bad Democrat, not even a mention of the Republican. Very interesting. And finally, we get to the presidential. This is really interesting to me. I only got 3 pieces from the Democrat running for election, Kamala Harris, which of course didn't come from Kamala Harris, but they came from the Arizona Democratic Party. The Arizona Democratic Party. So all 3 of these from the Arizona Democratic Party. And I'm wondering if they're only because I am of an advanced age, so that they are all about Social Security and Medicare. And this one does not mention Kamala Harris. Similar like we just saw with the Kari Lake and the Gallego. Just Trump is bad. He will gut Social Security and Medicare. And look how bad he is. He'll raise drug prices, and he's bad about this and that and this and that for older people. Photo there is in color. Interesting. Here it's in black and white. That's usually the way you want the evil photos, by the way, not a lesson. So, and this one also, Trump is bad. He's shredding Social Security there. He's going to shred your black and white again. He's going to shred your benefits. However, Vice President Harris will protect Social Security and Medicare. Color photos, smiling, all happy, blah, 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 blah. Vote for her. And then the new way forward, that's her slogan, one of them. So she will lower costs for seniors. So all 3 of these are geared to seniors. I wonder if that's why I got them, and I didn't get any other general stuff they sent out. And here there's a choice, the color photo versus the evil black and white photo person. So you can guess who's good. The blue check mark's good. Red X is bad. Again, you can model this in your business. Why you as a plumber, yes, you're always on time. You have a guarantee. You've been around 20 years, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, other plumbers in your area don't have a good guarantee. And they'll move with a blue check mark or a green check mark. This is politics, so it's blue and red. But a blue, a green check mark, happiness check mark on one side, and a big red X on the other side. That's another thing you can do. And by the way, I've mentioned it before. If you've been following me for any length of time, like, who dreamed up the colors for these 2 parties? Since when does blue mean leftist radical and red means conservative? It's of course the complete opposite. Red is radical, extreme, And blue is trustworthy and calm. That's why all the banks have blue in their logos and their business colors, because they're trustworthy and they've been around 100 years and they're calm and steady and conservative. And blue, conservative, is blue. Red is radical. Red means action. Red means let's do something right now. That's why red is a part of the logo of every single fast food place. They're all red because they want you to take action. So it's amazing how the parties are totally miscolored, red and blue. But I digress. Finally, we get to the Donald Trump mailings, which probably mostly come from this Republican Party of Arizona. I'm not going to look at all of them, but there's about 25 of them. Holy moly, I got only 3 just geared to seniors for Kamala Harris. But for Trump, check this out. They almost all follow the same formula. We've got the Kamala is bad with the black and white picture, and Trump is good. And this one's about gas prices. Kamala is bad about, what's this one? Dangerously liberal about, about the economy again. And Trump is good. Look at all that money in the piggy bank, and he increased it. And again, green check marks for good, red X is bad. Again, not the colors of the parties, right? Because this one is for the party whose colors are supposedly red, miscolored, but the conservative red has the red X's and the green checks. You might want to use that in your marketing, online or offline, of course, for all this. And Trump is better on taxes, immigration, crime. And Kamala is bad with the black, and Biden with the black and white photos. Trump is good with securing the border with the big color smiling photo. Oh, it's a color photo. Kamala Harris, borders are, wants to give Social Security benefits to illegal immigrants. Oh, she's bad, giving out checks to illegal immigrants. And Trump had America's winning, and you see some sporting event winning, ran with green check marks about the economy. So people could have their dream home and they were wealthier. And Kamala Harris is bad. She's moving the goalposts. Oh, so the goalposts here, she's causing the kicker to miss the kick. And here, the goalposts mean Trump is at a football game where the crowd is adoring. And here, color photo, Kamala is for amnesty. If we don't win this election, Democrats want to make illegal immigration voters want to make illegal immigrants voters through amnesty. She'll make it happen. This must have come a couple of months ago because they're already doing that. And Trump's a patriot, though. Look at him. He got shot and he said fight, and we need to make this election too big to rig. Boom. Trump good, Kamala bad. Trump will cut taxes for all Americans. He did it before, of course. He'll do it again. And Kamala Harris will tax you to death. She's horrible. Cackling Kamala there, the smiling, although in color. Here we have Trump is good about the border. Kamala Harris is bad, 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 bad. Weak, failed. Ooh, he's signing some things which he did last time. Then Biden undid them. Trump's going to have to do them again because our Congress is a do-nothing Congress. It's so divided they won't do anything. And Trump's going to have to close the border like he did last time with just stroke of the pen, and Congress will not do anything. So if another radical leftist comes in next time, they'll just open the border back up and welcome to America. And so here we have Kamala's bad. She's a dumpster fire. And he had the economy roaring, green, green, green. She's red, 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 red. And Trump is good. Kamala Harris in black and white is bad. Here, Trump will secure the border. Good, colorful, red, white, blue. Oh, black and white, bad. She's the border czar, and she opened the border. Or she allowed it to stay open, or whatever you want to say. She, as vice president, of course, she couldn't do anything, but she certainly could have, certainly since, they kicked out Biden. They didn't kick him out of office, but they kicked him out of pretty much power for being demented. They could get something done, but no, she'll just say we'll do it on day one, and some people believe her. So here, home ownership was affordable under Trump. Look at him. Oh, he's pointing, he's happy. Oh, there's a happy family. And Kamala Harris is evil and bad. Home ownership is out of reach. And on the back also, good Trump, bad Harris, dangerously liberal. So that's most of the Trump postcards all the same. Trump good, Harris bad, usually on one side for the good, one side for the bad. And then I got these finally landed here with a few. I got about 8 of these. Didn't get any from the Democrat side, but a whole bunch of these. They were coming last couple of weeks like crazy. Just the pro-Trump side saying, go vote. Get out the vote. Make America great again. Vote. No issues, no policies, no anything, no what he did last time, no what he'll do next time, just how to vote. Vote early, vote by mail, vote in person, vote, vote, vote. Trump wants you to vote early. Boom. Here's how to vote. To go here, do that, do this. We must swamp the radical Democrats with massive turnout. I see what you did there with the swamp. Trump was known for the saying, drain the swamp last time, although he, of course, increased the swamp. And so, but this time, supposedly he's bringing in RFK and Elon Musk, who will clearly know what they're doing, and they will finally put a dent, if they get in there, in the corruption going on in Washington, D.C. So we can only dream of anything happening with them or anyone in the future. Otherwise, federal government just keeps growing and hurting America more and more. Swamp them with the votes, make it too big to rig. Big Trump sayings there. Oh, Kamala that's her. She's evil because the Statue of Liberty will become communist. So she's evil. So vote early and don't let Comrade Kamala destroy. And and there's the fight. I got shot in the ear. So you got to go vote. And here's how to vote. It's time to vote. And America needs a real leader. He's good. She's bad. She's weak, failed, dangerous. So vote, 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 vote. No policies, no reason why, no anything pretty much. Just vote, vote, vote. So very interesting. So while they're sending, one day I would get why Trump is good, Kamala's bad. And then the next day I get, and here's how to vote. So you might do that in your direct mail campaign or email campaign or online posting campaign or whatever it is. Have a sequence of messages where one day you just tell them all the great things about your company, and the next day you tell them, now here's how to get our offer, how to get our free consultation, or get our free this, or call for an appointment, or what. And the next day here's some testimonials from people that are happy about us, and then the next day here's how to get a hold of us. Go to our website, do the QR code. Whatever. You can alternate from just clear information and some facts about you and your business, and then some clear call to action. Do this. I got no call to action from almost any of the candidates, but I got a whole bunch of stuff from Trump's side. Get out that vote. I know that's a big thing as I follow it. Like, the Republicans have always been really weak about getting out the vote early. So when the shenanigans are pulled on election day, or bad weather, or a car breaks down, or somebody just wakes up with a headache, oops, you could have voted for a month, but you waited to the last day and now you can't vote because they closed early because the lines are too long, or they rigged the machines so they don't work, or whatever. I've seen all that stuff, even right here in Maricopa County. It happens all the time, but, it's a free and fair election. There's no fraud going. Shh. Don't you know, voting is the only area in all of human existence where there is no fraud. Didn't you know that? Anyway, so Trump made a big deal to get out the voting early. And for the numbers I've seen, I haven't paid that much attention, but I think they're not overcoming the Democrats, but they're much higher than the Republicans ever been before. But because Republicans have always been like, they're law and order. I do things the way they've always been done. I vote on election day. I didn't realize it's the 21st century now. We have a month to vote. I stand online for 5 hours on election day instead of taking 5 minutes to vote 2 days before. So Trump wanted to change all that. Apparently he has, and now we'll see tomorrow when the polls close. We start to see what the results are, whether any of this stuff worked, whether any of it didn't. Hopefully you've gotten some lessons there for what you can do in your business. Hopefully you learned the number one lesson is use direct mail. Okay, these candidates, of course, are doing in-person rallies and events. They're doing social media, all kinds of stuff. They're doing, they have websites, they have, social media pages, they have ads, they have posts, they have every type of marketing you can imagine. They're not ignoring direct mail. they're putting tons of money into direct mail, and we'll see if the ones who send out more direct mail have more success. Usually that's the way it works, and usually that's the way it works in your business as well. So hopefully you take that #1 lesson and you start using direct mail, or you start using more of it, or you start using it better. And if you want help with that, I will help you out with a free consultation about direct mail. Go to my website, thewowstrategy.com. The wow strategy, without that exclamation point, thewowstrategy.com. I will help you out. I think I have a free video there. I offer a free consultation. I will help you out with your direct mail, your online advertising, marketing, anything at all with the money getting aspect of your business. I've been doing it for decades. I can help you too if you want. Have a happy election day, everybody. Thanks for being here today, and I'll catch you back here tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. I wonder what topic I will be talking about tomorrow.